When I read about you and the album and reviews, I read names like James Vincent McMorrow, but also dream pop, country, folk. There's so many titles and persons already.
Yeah, I think one thing I've always hated is like the singer-songwriter label, because I feel like as soon as you say singer-songwriter, someone, they picture, here's a song, here's an acoustic guitar kind of vibe. And I always thought, my music was a bit more than that, not to sound too arrogant, but I'm glad that it came across where it doesn't really fit in one of those boxes and doesn't really sound exactly like something else.
See golden empires, queens, burning sage.
I stumbled upon this term a while ago called ballroom folk, and I can't remember who said it, but I just really enjoyed it because it reminded me of folk music that had a bit more of an expansive space to it, which is kind of what I started really liking, it's folk music with a lot of reverb.
Please don't be in love with someone else. Please don't be in love with someone else.
A lot of people ask, did I move here for love? I usually say, well, kind of. My producer that I do all my music with lives here, so I moved here for him, basically.
It's Freddie Alexander.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had a friend of mine, Hayden, and he said, come to Sweden. He had a publishing company here, and he said, I know a bunch of people we should come and work with. I was like, okay, cool. And Freddie was the first person I worked with. It's a weird, unexplainable thing, but I just called my friend Hayden and I said, don't worry about the other things you've set up. Like, this is the guy. It just clicked straight away.
Please don't be in love with someone else.
He challenges me in a very good way. Like, he's not someone who, just lets me record whatever I want, which is a good thing and a bad thing, but we definitely have fights and stuff like that. I'll push back on stuff that he does, he'll push back on things that I do, and I think we end up with, something that sounds a bit different to a lot of other things, but still has all the elements of, music I love and music he loves.
Cozy face, summer stove, but the pen on the paper was more than your body for.
Tell Me What You Dream About ended up being one of my favorite songs on the record. It came out of a pretty rough time. I was like very down and I couldn't kind of shake it. And the only thing happened is I wrote that song and I knew at the time when I was going through some rough stuff that it was just temporary. So I wrote this song about what future me would be saying to current me right now.
So all you wanna do is turn another car for you. Baby, how you feeling now? Tell me what you dream about.
Yeah, it's a very strange way I wrote that, about trying to write it from future me perspective, that everything's going to be okay in the end and you keep the main thing and don't get hung up on the little things. Seems to be a recurring theme in a lot of the stuff that I write, actually.
So the rough times, was it on a personal level or more on a business level?
Definitely on a personal level. I kind of moved up here just before the pandemic, and I was definitely going through a bit of, sadness and low moments and low vibes. I think moving overseas is tough on anyone, but especially when it's such a far move as well. I mean, Australia to Sweden, probably one of the furthest ways you can go. But yeah, it's rough making friends and developing connections. I think anywhere away from home, but particularly during a time where people are very cautious and very to themselves, like the pandemic and stuff like that. And yeah, I was just in a very low place, I think, at that time, with everything being stuck up here. And future me would be saying, hey, it's not all that bad. It's a very small, minor inconvenience. You'll be okay. You'll get through this.
Even if it's lonely, one love.
when is this album a success for you personally?
As musicians, we kind of just constantly always pushing the goalposts a little bit further forward. But to make a living off music, especially at the moment, I think that's success enough.